Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. For today, the Qs, well, all the markets were pretty quiet. The Fed came out and left rates unchanged. A lot of people thought, gosh, I thought the markets would explode. Well, they exploded yesterday, so today they're just kind of catching their breath. The real big move, the important move is going to be tomorrow. What's going on right now is the yen continues to push lower. That is bullish for stocks. And the question is that going to be recognized by the markets tomorrow? I mean, this is really all that matters in terms of what's going on there. And then from there, of course, if we go and we look at some of the European stocks, like the DAX, what's going on there is that these markets have bounced, but not nearly as, or this is the Euro Stoxx 50, but not nearly as robust as the U.S. markets, but there is a squeeze setting up there, so keeping an eye on that. And then, of course, where the money is going is into places like Walmart. So you're getting those consumer staple type stocks where there's just cash coming in. People need to, buy goods. They need to buy toilet paper. And on the other hand, Netflix, which had such a huge run up at this point, is now just kind of catching its breath. So there's definitely some rotation going on. And then also, just in terms of the indexes themselves, we want to keep in mind that if we are in fact going to bottom out here, you're looking for that kind of head and shoulders reversal. The question right now is, do we have that in place with this being the neckline, and we're now through that, or do we need one more kind of a big pullback to get it going? But right now it's in the bull's court. We're above that 21. Friday is going to be an important day. It's not going to be a killer day in terms of if it just pulls back, but as long as we stay above the 21, bulls are in control. One of the most interesting setups right now to me is Tesla. Now you might think, oh my God, this thing has already gone so far, it can't go anymore, and this company is a disaster. Whatever you think about Tesla, the main thing here is there's a monthly squeeze. This monthly squeeze has turned bullish. If you notice, the momentum here has turned bullish. And what that means is new all-time highs for Tesla, believe it or not. So what's a safe way to take advantage of that? All right, so one strategy I've been using in this market, and of course there's different ways to trade. There's directional trades, which can be a little bit more intense, especially in a volatile market like this. Typically with a directional trade, you might be risking one, to potentially make two or three, or even 1-to-1. And then there's what I call the more like income generation trades, but they're the kinds that you don't have to worry about. This is an example. So this is Tesla, obviously a highly volatile stock. Now what I have on here is a butterfly that is a monthly butterfly, 43 days out. Bought it for $1.18. Technically, I could sell it at 15, but that would mean that it would have to pin exactly at 400 in 43 days. So that's a low probability. But the idea of something like this, that you can buy it for $1.18 and get a 3 to 5x trade on this if the conditions are right, is actually pretty high considering the risk. Normally if on a trade I'm like, okay, I'm willing to risk 10K on a trade. On this I'm only risking 1K. So I could, if this goes to 0, that's fine. I could set up 10 of these, and if they all went to 0, that would be my risk per trade. But what happens is then you do get one of these turns into a double, one of these turns into a 10x, etc., etc. Now there's a couple of different cool ways to do this. Now if you do it 43 days out, you just have to be very, very patient. But you can also do things like this 1 week out. You just have to know exactly what you are doing and exactly what to look for. But it's a low risk rate, a low risk way just to knock out that income. And if you wake up in the morning and the market's completely changed from the day before, it's not a big deal. So in terms of butterflies and everything I've ever learned about butterflies, I have learned from Bruce Marshall. And for those of you that know him, he traded for a hedge fund for over 20 years, managing a $100 million options portfolio, and he's brought that depth of experience essentially to the retail world. If this is your first exposure to this type of trading, he is the best guy to learn from because he's done it with both big size from an institutional level, but also has drilled down and has been able to pinpoint the opportunities from a retail perspective where this works well. That strategy I talked about in Tesla, that's great, but I'm gonna have to wait 43 days potentially for that to unwind. He does this in 2, 3, 4 days. week after week after week. And so the class that he's going to be doing is called Bulletproof Butterflies, How to Trade Weekly Options for Reliable Short-Term Income. And the nice thing about this is, again, you're not risking 1 to make 1. It's more like you're risking 1 to make 5, sometimes risking 1 to make 10, okay, which is fantastic. He's going to be doing his strategy class on Tuesday, November 13th from 5 to 8 Central. So that is next Tuesday. Of course, if you can't attend that live, he'll record it. And then the way this is structured is always you get a discount if you are able to sign up for this class essentially before it goes into our store. So you can sign up for the strategy portion of this class for $297. Again, this is a strategy that will pay for itself many, many times over the years once you learn exactly how to do this. A big part of this is it's really understanding the why and the when. So you got to understand exactly why to do a trade like this, because there's times when it's perfect to do this, other times you got to wait, and then when, and then of course how to manage it, and all that stuff where Bruce just lays this out after having done this for 20 years, gives you exactly what to do. And then if you do want to see him live trade it, that's great. You can add 2 live trading sessions on that, and then that's just $697 before it goes into the store. Okay? If you're unsure, I would just get this, learn the strategy. From there you can decide if you'd like to do that with the live trading with him. But if this is not a tool that you have in your toolbox, it is a must-have from an options trading perspective if you're looking for those kind of very low-risk, high-reward type trades that don't get jostled back and forth by the volatility we are experiencing in this market. All right, simplertrading.com/FLY, spells fly. And looking forward to seeing you there. I'm going to be actually sitting on these classes as well, because every time I listen to Bruce, I learn something new. So I'm excited as well. All right, have a good one. See you there.